Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In this video I want to talk to you about hard work, or what happens when people take this work seriously, or what can happen when you take this work seriously and run into some resistance. This comes from the forum. At the beginning this work was fun and interesting. But as soon as I take it seriously, like something I really want to grasp, then it becomes hard work. This is because I recognize how complex my mind makes up the world, and sometimes, mostly, when physically not fit, there are physiological responses to concepts, etc. Can you give us an advice how to deal with that? Can you give some advice on how to deal with that? At some points it can become overwhelming. Sure. Got you covered. I guess I shouldn't laugh, but I chuckle, but I probably shouldn't chuckle. Yeah, you definitely hit on a point. There is something going on here with this work that can be challenging. I don't know, man. It's a good question. I was just trying to run through in my mind several different scenarios and okay, what's your perspective? What are other people's perspectives? What is the best thing for me to say? And what I mean by best is the most effective, most powerful thing to say that will empower you to do the work. So it's good to recognize, yes, it is hard work. This is why I joke when we do workshops. I will often joke it's a workshop because people are working really hard to try to grasp some of this stuff. It's not easy. And then some people come over, they take their vacation time, and then they go on a vacation, and the people ask, well, how was your vacation? It's it wasn't fucking easy, right? And that's what they do on their vacation, is come here and work their asses off. I've had other people, I recently interviewed people for, to create some testimonials, because I want to have, show that there's other people that are engaged in this work and, not, scare people away or whatever. And pretty much every one of them said it was hard work. I've worked really hard. It's kind of like mastering something. In order to really get the skills, there has to be lots and lots and lots of training. Anybody who's built their body up, I think about something that's easily relatable as bodybuilders. It's they work their asses off to create the muscle, the physique that they want. You see, they have to train. People who train martial arts, they've got to train. People who have mastered the piano have got to train. And what does that mean? What is training? What does training look like? It looks like thousands of hours of work. Monotony, boredom. Struggle. Did I mention struggle? See, and I laugh because I have memories of my own struggles. Lots and lots of struggle. You become really good friends with this, I just don't fucking get it. So, yeah, you're not alone there. It's a lot of work and worth it. See, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. The product, what one can get out of doing the work is worth it, in my opinion. Extremely worth it. Freedom, understanding, new worlds of understanding, principles that allow people to have power and freedom in their life, and free to choose what they want, and discoveries about communication, life, self, reality, relationship, mastering skills, martial arts, body, mind, understanding mind better, so that then maybe we can create states of mind rather than just be dominated by all this crap that we've built up over the years. Maybe some freedom from this prison of mind, in a sense. Okay, metaphorically speaking. All right? I'm just talking about some of the possibilities and benefits as an encouragement. So, yeah, when you take it seriously, good, you're taking it seriously. One, give yourself a pat on the back for being hey, I'm going to try to take this seriously. Why? Well, because I think if you don't take it seriously, you're not going to fucking get it. So good, you're taking it seriously. And then the work starts. Now you're asking me, if I may look again. At the beginning, this work was fun and interesting. Cool. But as soon as I take it seriously, then it becomes hard work. Absolutely. Good, you've discovered that. This is because I recognize how complex my mind makes up the world, and sometimes, mostly when physically not fit, I don't understand that part. There are physiological responses to concepts, etc. Yes, you're going to have a physiological response to every concept or everything that comes into your awareness. You will be what we call at the effect of that, and that is like an immediate feeling, reaction, or response to everything you perceive. But that's another story. So yes, you're gonna have stuff going there. Right away in your text, I want to check you a little bit, or invite you to consider, as we would say. You're saying this is because, you're saying it becomes hard work. This is because I recognize how complex my mind makes up the world. Maybe you're not right. Maybe not. Maybe the reason that it's hard work is not that, is not what you think. So stay open. Don't. I want to invite you to avoid packaging everything up into what you think it is, and then assuming that what you think it is what it is, because maybe it's not. Maybe there's more to the story. In this case, there's more to discover than just what you think about hard work. Now, can I give you some advice? Cool. Yes. What I want you to look at is your personal relationship to hard work. Okay? Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about way back in the olden days when I asked Peter if I could come do a workshop, and I said, Peter, is it okay? Can I come do a workshop? I'm a kid. I am 18, maybe 18 years old at this point, 19 maybe 18 or 19, somewhere in there, okay? I thought I knew everything. I actually did know everything. I was 18 years old, and I'm a young man. Of course I know everything. I'm a young guy. I know it all. And I thought I knew how to work. And so I asked Peter, hey, is it okay? I was willing to work. I was ready. I wanted to save some money. I wanted to show I'm an apprentice. I had that in mind already for some reason. I already knew I wanted to be that with this person, like create that relationship. Is it okay if I come here and work for you to get some money off of a workshop? He said, yeah, sure, you can come work for me, and I'll give you X dollars off, and you'll work like that, but you're much better off going to work for somebody else and saving the money. He literally said that to me, and I was like, I didn't really think much of it, but then I got here. Yeah, and I worked like a fucking animal, and I never knew. I didn't know about hard work. I didn't understand. I thought I knew. I did know. I was 18, and I'm a young 18-year-old or 19-year-old. Of course I know, and yes, I'm right, okay? And no, I was wrong. I get here, and here's this 51-year-old man also working, not alongside me, but he was doing work. Peter was doing work on the property at 51 years old and fucking smoked my ass, okay? I was like, holy shit, this guy's an animal. This guy is crazy. Like, and so what do you have me doing? Literally, actually, I'll show you this. He put a cot. Okay, my light's in the way there. You see over here in the corner, kind of by the water cooler, that's where I had a cot set up, literally right over there. And every morning I would get up, and Peter had cut down a shitload of trees here at the center, and my job in the morning was to light a fire and burn all the shit that was stacked up from the night before. Peter had a good pile going. So I lit this fire. Oh yeah, this is bringing back memories. I lit this fire, and I would tend the fire, and then while the fire was burning, I was pulling trees in from outside, and around noon or 1 or something, I'd stop with the fire, let the fire burn down, and just start dragging branches out of the woods. Okay? Now, I was from Vermont. I was used to cold weather. It was hot down here. Now I'm used to this hot weather. It was like it wasn't even really that hot. It wasn't that bad now. But then I was like lightheaded. I'm young. I'm lonely. All I'm doing, I'm alone in this building. I've never experienced that before. All I'm doing is picking up sticks. I'm cutting myself up on my wrists. It's hot. It's sweaty. And then even worse, at the end of the day, I would come back here, eat alone. Did I mention lonely? I didn't know how to be alone like that. And I would dream about picking up sticks. So not only was I picking up sticks all day, I would literally wake up in the middle of the night hallucinating sticks on the walls and just fucking worked, and it just didn't stop for like 10 days, right? And, meanwhile, Peter was here, and he actually, at one point had, 13 tons of rock delivered and challenged me. He's like, I bet I can move that 13 tons of rock by hand, not with a bobcat, not, by hand with a shovel and a wheelbarrow, before you can, do something else, with the sticks. But I was in no mood. I had a shitty attitude. I didn't know how to play like that. Didn't accept the challenge, and just was like, fuck it, okay? That's when I learned about a threshold for work. Okay. And Peter's got a story, a story like that. When he was a young man, he had to learn how to work. When I was a young man, I had to learn how to work. And then how do I learn about hard work? Well, I learned about it from an old guy. The old school motherfuckers, the people that teach men how to work, or women. All right, I'm not biasing. I'm just my own experience. I feel like for young men, this is my opinion, that they need to be taught. My opinion is further backed up by noticing that I work with apprentices. I've been an apprentice for many years. Now I work with Peter. He's like my business partner. I'm his assistant. We do workshops here. And I work with guys. I work with people. And I work with guys, and I have to show them how to work now. See, I learned how to work from an old guy. Now I'm getting more old school or whatever. I have some of that old school mentality, old school teaching, and I thank Peter for that, because it's come in handy. All right? And so what that is, so I'm saying I've seen it, and young guys, especially young guys, don't know so much about young women. I have not worked closely with young women in that way, but I would generalize young people in general. I don't see it. I don't see them knowing how to work. It has to be taught. They have to learn how to work hard. And there's levels of hard work. Now, where somebody's at oh, this is hard, until they encounter a real monster, they don't really understand what hard work actually is. So, why am I telling you this story? Well, you get the idea, probably, that when stuff gets tough, how do you relate to that? We can see clearly in the story how I related to the work when I was younger. It was shitty. To put it in blunt terms, it was less powerful. It wasn't even really powerful. I mean, yeah, okay. I wasn't a total slob. I wasn't a slouch, but I didn't know how to work hard. So I wouldn't say I was powerful. My attitude was poor. And it showed in my ability to execute tasks. And many young people have this. Now, what do you do about that? Well, it's useful to work with somebody who can show you. But I do have another student who I know, extremely hard worker. Why? Well, he grew up in his home state, and his family taught him how to do that shit. I have an ex-girlfriend who Also, hard worker. Where'd she learn that? Family taught her. See, so her relationship to like buckling down and getting busy was good. It's powerful. So, you do that. Hard work, bring it. See, demonstrating the attitude. Like, yeah, it's getting hard. Okay, what else you got? You got more? Let's go. Go in there if it's hard work. You're having a physiological response, a reaction. All right, I got physiological responses and reactions all the time. Everybody, so what? Go ahead. That's the quick version. Change your attitude. Whatever level of hard work you're at, I can guarantee you is not the maximum. Like David Goggins might say, there's like a 40% rule. Wherever you feel like you're quitting, you've got more in the tank. You know, you're only about 40% there. So you consider that. Another thing that can be useful, I've said this in a previous video, but I have had the opportunity to challenge myself in ways where I thought I wanted to quit. And I didn't quit, and I had to go ahead anyway in the face of extreme adversity, and I didn't quit. And that proved to me that, I've got more than what I think. It can be useful for you to prove this to yourself. How do you do that? You go through hard times, and you don't quit. You go through some serious shit, and you stay with it. Then you know. You can prove to yourself about what I'm saying. Otherwise, it's just intellectual, which is okay. It's good to have an idea about hard work. Okay, let me see. Some other stuff. The source of your hard work is you. You are the one who's going to do the work or not. You are the one who will get conscious or not. Again, there's no way around this, and I've said this probably multiple times in many different videos. This is me speaking on the principle of responsibility. It's like you are the driver of your life. Okay? If you currently do not hold that you are the driver of your life, which is to say, which most people, well, I don't know what most people do. I suspect that a lot of people think that like their life is outside of them. It's not them. It's like somewhere out there. I want to recommend changing that attitude so it's like, no, take responsibility for your entire experience and hold that you are the one who's going to become conscious. You are the one who's going to get the skill. You are the one that has to do it. Literally, nobody can do it for you. It's useful to confront that and align with that. So then you have more power, more authority, you are the author of what you create. Okay? If you don't hold that you are the author of what you create, send me some whiskey. Go have a beer. Enjoy them. Turn off the video. Fuck it. I don't know. Enjoy. You won't get anywhere. In that regard, life will just happen to you, and it's not in your control. Ergo, you get what you get. All right? I'm not saying you won't go anywhere. The only place all of us are going is death anyway, so screw it. Okay? But you be the author. You do the stuff. This is also useful for you to confront, and also like when you're doing your work, when you really want to know, you're the one that's got to do it. Get real with that. Okay? Let's see, what else can I tell you? Another thing you can do a workshop. If you can. They're good. They are really good. They're actually... See, I realized, actually today, I was thinking about the way that I promote the workshops that we do here is kind of laissez-faire as far as I can tell, and I realize that I have an attitude and I have a racket, perhaps, if you will, to use some other terms. I've got some shit with sales. I don't like sales. Now, from a perspective, so I'm doing sales my own way, which is to like tell you and hint and blah, blah, blah. And I realize that I have a very dismissive attitude when I talk about workshops, and I realize that my dismissive attitude is not about the workshops themselves, but about having to sell it or feeling resentful that I have to like do some fucking song and dance to get people to come over here, which is what I'm really trying to do. And it probably comes across like I don't give a fuck about the workshops, which is not true. When I started facilitating these workshops, it blew my fucking mind because I realized how intelligently designed they are and how strong they are. I was like, holy shit, these are good. These are not just good, they're really good. And I didn't realize how good they were until I started doing them because I can see how they're built. It's like, holy smokes, okay? So, if you want to progress, I recommend that. I don't like sales, okay? I poo-poo sales, but the workshops are gold. That's just the truth, okay? So if you want to partake in that, do that. That will help. Why? There's an entire environment built around doing that. It's designed to be fairly Spartan, distraction-free. Things work here, as far as I can tell, like a well-oiled machine. Like it works. It's functional. The food's not the best, but people are not here for the food. They're here for the work. All right? It's dorm-style accommodations. We have a food team. We get people together. We do communal meals. But it's about the work. You know, this whole environment is that. It's in a natural setting. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. So you can focus. All of these things work together, and the facilitation is good. The facilitators are top-notch. That's myself and Peter. Okay? We're not fucking around. We do good work. Those are incredibly powerful. All right? That will help. And also, there are other people in the room that work with you. So that also helps because, like you said, when you have your mind challenges, you got other people around. It's like you can't quit. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a schedule, there's ground rules. It's a safe container. People are working hard. You might run into that threshold where you want to stop, and you don't stop. Why? Well, because everybody's doing it. You have a community around you, so there's that as well. Okay. All right. So if you can't do a workshop, there's other communities that are slowly growing. Okay, on Facebook, we have a CCE group where people are doing work like this, consciousness work, in a structured format all over the world. But it's a private group. If you want in on that, let me know. I can help set you up. So what I'm inviting you to is community. Why? Because it helps you not quit when you have other people that are around doing the same stuff. You get inspired by that. Another option, I have an online Zoom call once a month on Fridays that I recently implemented where people can come and ask me questions. All right? It's fairly cheap, $10 a month, and you get access to the previous videos. And I'm going to start stacking those up every month. Okay? $10 a month, not bad, 1 hour call. You can ask questions, and then you also be there with other people that are into this kind of stuff. Again, community. All right? Otherwise, you're on your own. That's a challenge, okay? It's a big challenge because you got to confront being alone in that work, perhaps. You know, I think Peter was lucky in the sense that he's not too social of a guy, so making social connections is not high on his priority list. And I do believe that freed him up to when he focuses on something, he is really, really focused. And when he gets into something, he goes for it. So there's like these qualities that, you know, he was as if lucky enough to be born with and or learn at a very young age. All right, I'm not saying that you need these qualities. I'm just saying that these qualities to me seem powerful for self-governance. If you can operate on your own, you don't need somebody else to tell you what to do. You don't need somebody else to set up a schedule. You work like a dog by yourself, and you really drive into it by yourself, then this will also help, you see? So it may be useful to confront that if you have those challenges, right? And then, set up a discipline. That's the word discipline, or what discipline is you doing something that wouldn't normally happen to you if you're just left to your own devices, ergo discipline. This is also seems necessary if you want to progress. You see, it's like, because what I'm hearing is somebody, you wrote to me on my forum, thank you. Please, if you're out there, you want to ask me questions, I have a forum, you can write to me, it helps me create content for you. You took the time to write me on the forum, that means that you're interested enough to take some action, this is good. And also there's other people on the forum, and there's other questions and people doing some work. So again, it's like, from my perspective, building out a little bit of community so you feel a little more connected, not so alone, which helps. Okay? As far as I can tell, it helps you be able to progress, especially when things are tough. All right, so you can get connected in those ways. You could find an accountability partner at wherever you are. All right, call somebody up and be like, hey, I have people like this in my life where I talk to them on a regular basis, and it helps me stay on track. Why? Because I don't want to look like a turd in front of them. Okay? I'm standing for something. I'm doing my best. And if I have somebody else who I'm accountable to, I'm really motivated to get that thing done because my reputation is on the line. So you can do that too. These are some ideas. Okay. Okay, got that? Let me see if there's anything else that I got for you. Give advice on how to deal with that. How to deal when it becomes hard work. Get harder than the work. Get more powerful than the work. Get more powerful than your own mind that's putting up a fuss. Decide that you're not going to take no for an answer. There's a quality like that I've noticed in myself perhaps, is like, sometimes when I really want something, I don't give a shit. Like, get out of my way, we're going, kind of thing. That kind of energy could be useful. Not screwing around. Yeah. That's what I've got for you. Some things to do. Some things to consider. And yeah, maybe also accept that it isn't easy. Some things are not easy. This is the way it goes. So the quicker you can accept that and move on, the better. Yeah, it's hard work. And what's next? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What do you really want? And then go for that. Yeah. You run into challenges, find somebody who can help you or overcome the challenges. You have to be like work in these ways. Okay, cool. So that's what I have for you on that. If you want to get more serious, come here and do a workshop. I already told you in this video about workshops and how powerful they are. Come do one. All right. If you want to join me on Zoom, I do monthly calls. You can ask me questions, get a little bit of community action going. Check the links in the description. Come visit my website. Find your way on my website. Navigate. Check it out. What do you got to lose? Well, some time. You got to lose some time. Which you'll never get back, by the way. You got to lose some time. So come on my website. Check out the shit I have to offer you. I can work with you as an online coach. But check the links in the description. And good luck out there. If you have other questions, let me know. I have a forum. You can ask me questions. It helps me create content. And otherwise, when it's hard work, do it. And then do it better. And it'll become easier in a sense, but then the next challenge will come down. And that's just the way it goes, and at some point, we'll die. All right, then you don't have to work hard anymore. All right, take care. Much love. You're doing good. I'll catch you later. Bye.